Welcome everyone. I hope you're going very well this evening. We are joined here with Socks in tow. So yeah, I hope everyone's going well. We are continuing what we were doing last week, which is more unit tests and so forth like that. We're pretty much going from the top to bottom with the unit tests. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to open up this. I am going to go and move my keyboard because Sock's almost sat down on it. I'm going to click on NearBeach. I'm going to go API. I think we got up to Kanban board. I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to open up tests. Oops, NearBeach tests. Test API and then test user permission. And if we open up this one, we've done organizations. So we're now up to projects. So we're we did already do some of this for the Kanban board. Yeah, not all of that is required in the Kanban board. So I'm just going to take off my jumper. It's getting hot in here. So that's some temperature where it isn't quite cold, isn't quite warm, but you put a jumper on, you're too hot, and you take it off, and you're like. Okay, so go back into here. So we did the groups and users and stuff like that. So with the organization, we've just done the basic for the organization. We need to do the extra stuff for the organization. And one way to find out what it needs to be done and so forth like that is to actually go into it. So we're going to go into localhost. I might go into dark mode. There we go. We're going to find everything. We're gonna organizations, yes. Thank you, Socks. So we're going to go into organizations. Actually, no, I wanna. There you go. Down here, we've got organization contacts. So that's not part of these 5. That's part of something different, I do believe. So we go into our network, we hit reload, and we type XHR. We've got the files. Once again, we haven't done an API for the documentation. That will be done in the 032. Same with the folders. In fact, that's going to be one call most likely. Max upload, yeah, all of that will be one call. The organization, so this is the associated link. So this will be organization 1, associated objects. We don't have that here, so that's not going to be created. There's no unit test for it. It will be created in the future. That API point, but not till 032. There's the tag list. Oh, we do have tag in here. And we've hit our first round of ads tonight. So for those on YouTube, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch. So anyone who joins doesn't get any pre-rolled ads. You guys don't get any ads. So yeah, you guys get to see me throw the pen around, see Socks here as she contemplates how and what I'm doing. And yeah. Hopefully everyone's well tonight. It's a Monday. I feel exhausted already. So yeah. Could wake up early tomorrow morning. Oh, sorry. Good for yawn. I've also got to do my Duolingo. I haven't done it today. Damn it. So yeah. How are we with the ads? About 30 seconds away. Dear Socks. She's getting the butt rubs from that right now. She's like, oh yeah. This is why I'm here. Oh. Look at it. Yeah. Alright. And she's like, no, down there. Alright, 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 alright. There I go. She likes to tell me off. If I stop, she might tell me off too. I know. No, she didn't tell me off when I stopped. Alright, let's see where the ads are. 1 second. Cool. Welcome back, everyone. So, going with this, I'm just going to move that down. We've got organization note list. So, notes will be another thing, and tag lit. Alright, cool. So, notes and tags we'll need. I'm just going to put this as a reference in here. Notes and tags. So we want to do URL test API version 0 organization. And Aiden, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. You're finished up, right? Except it's everything. Yeah. It's been a long day. Alright. 2 weeks. Okay, yep. You finished into it. Alright. It's close. Very, very close. Finished classes. Yep. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. Alright, I want to go into here and I want to do... Yeah, it's just note and tag. And we're just doing this for a moment. We'll have a get for the notes. Oh. I thought a comma right there. Oh, I can't type at the moment. We'll have a get. We'll have a post. I don't know what the puts will be. Actually, that's one thing we'll need to do. Is create a couple of notes and stuff like that. Got an extension on assignment because my group project took more attention than I thought. Fair. Oh, that's good. That's good and was fair enough. Alright, so I'm just realizing that because we don't have any notes in here, we can't test this. But that's not a problem. What we're going to do is we're going to do something like this. We'll have a put, we'll have a number in here. I'm just going to say X for the moment, and we'll also have a delete with the X there. That should be good. We now just need to do the fixture sort of stuff. So I'm just going to stop this. I'm going to move over to our terminal. We're just going to go to sites NearBeach. We're going to go source, Vinny, and then activate. Cool. We want to go remove the database. We then want to go Python 3 manage migrate to create it again. We also want to load in our fixture. So Python 3 manage load data NearBeach fixtures basic setup. And that just loads it in. We're all happy with that. We're just going to run this. I know I'm going to have to actually relog in. That's fine. Now, if I also open this up in no container, I'm just double checking that we do actually have the same tokens as before. Cool, we still have all the same tokens. Sweet. We just now need to put on a note on everything. And Brace Brackets, how are you? Sorry, I just saw your message. Welcome. Hopefully you're going well. How am I doing? I'm doing good on this Monday. So yeah. Group managed to get access to a exclusive career fair by having teachers vote on each person's external client projects, which we oh nice. That's awesome. Congrats. Alright, so I might add a note on every object using every user. So I'm going to jump into no container. Oh, yeah. I might only do this with the admin and the team leader for the moment. So what we want to do in here is requirement information node written by the admin user. Cool. So that way, when we're testing the unit test, we can actually see, hey, can we actually delete this? Yeah, I'm hoping I'll be able to meet with people at two certain companies which I want to go for my placement here. Ooh, nice. Yes, networking is very important. So yeah, good luck. I hope for the best. So yeah, that is awesome news. All right, notes. This would be task information note written by the admin user. Just gonna go submit note. We're gonna write a note on here too. They've already written a note. Add a note. All right. Cool. Add a note. Sweet. We're gonna close this. We're now gonna open up as team leader. We've got to log in. And we're opening up a bunch of stuff. Sorry, my middle mouse button is not working. For some strange reason, it thinks it's both a click and a middle mouse button. I need a new mouse. Alright, team leader has written a note on the project information. Easy done. Has written a note on the task information. Team leader has written a note on the project information. Oh, I've already done that one, but that's fine having two in there. Team leader was here. Kanban information. Need to open up the, yeah. Alright, networking is very important. It's how I got my prior job. So, yeah. It's how I got my jobs before that, too. So, nothing wrong with networking. Alright, so I don't know what these are going to be at the moment. Now, this is admin user. I do want to be able to delete, update something. Now, because this is the admin user... Oh, have I fully tested this? I don't think I have. Just going to click on the dashboard so it's dark mode. Alright, we're going to... Sorry, I'm just going to duplicate this tab. We're going to go place it over here. I'm just going to go bang, bang, and shrump. Alright, so in here, I'm hoping I have a better time than I did last time when I realized that, yeah, most of my data didn't work. So we've got notes in here. We've got the get notes. We're going to go and send. Now, that's going to be bad invalid token. So I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to go localhost admin. Hoping to use it to get the placement, and then after my final year, use that past experience to get full-time. Yeah, That is a really good plan. So, yeah. All right, we're gonna go with admin first. Yeah, I'm gonna go with admin. So we're gonna do that. We've got project to note. So we've got a couple of projects and some notes in here. So we've got can edit, false, all that kind of stuff from the back end. Right. Team leader has written a note on the project information. Oh, did I key that in twice? Oops. I must have hit double enter. Something like that. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. So we've got object note ID 9. If I... Oh, I didn't do a put. I did a post. And a delete. But I didn't do a put. So I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to duplicate this. We're going to change it to a put. Oh my fucking god. Just let me click there. Thank you. I really need a new mouse. I'm just going to hit send. Oh, all right. So we don't have put at the moment. I can see us needing to implement this for the front end. The reason being is we still want people to be able to edit their notes, so forth like that. However, we will need a lot of security on the back end to be like, all right, do you have access to this note? If you don't, sorry, you're out of here. All right, I am going to actually put that as a bug. And sup, Mummick, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. So we're going to go NearBeach API, object data notes has no put method. All right, so currently the notes API does not have a put method. This means users will not be able to update their own notes on a given object. Okay, so I'm just going to put this as a normal because it's not needed right now. This is in progress. This is submitted. This would be part of notes or API actually. We're going to create a new one. We're going to have a generic API. We're not going to attach a version to it yet. We're just going to hit create. And deep progression thought, if complete my masters and still do... Oh. Yeah, It's easy for me to say snap out of it and stuff like that. And I fully understand it is not that easy to do. I'm sorry you're going through that at the moment. I do know how competitive it is over there. Well, actually, I don't fully know, but from what you've been saying in the last couple of streams, I kind of know how competitive it is. And yes, Socks is here too. Hopefully she can help. So, yes. It is extremely hard to get trapped into that thought and so forth like that. And yeah, I'm sorry you're going through it. I wish I had a magic wand and I could wave it and problem be solved, but I can't, and I am terrible with words. So yeah. And Aiden, I want to get MX Master at some point, but I'm holding off since I already have working mouse. Okay, yep, fair enough. Yeah, my mouse is slowly breaking. Middle mouse is not working. Every now and then I'll click and it just doesn't click. So yeah, I think it's almost time. All right, so I've got that bug put in. I'm gonna unstar it. We don't have too many bugs. Yeah. I do hope you get something, because that would be awesome. But yeah, it's a horrible feeling. All right, with the delete, we are going to actually, before I do that, I am I'm going to do that. So with the delete, let's actually go into project 1. Oh, that's a put. All right, no, save changes. Get notes 1. All right, we're getting the object note ID username. Do we have the note ID? We don't have the note ID passing through. I don't know why, Yusuf. Does it come up with an error? All right. No error? I don't know why. I would have to... Just no chat option. Oh. Well, that's weird. Postman code. Yeah, it is rather needed for testing and stuff like that. In Hong Kong, any regional... I shouldn't have any regional restrictions whatsoever. Alright, so I've got another bug here. We actually don't have the note ID passing through. Object note ID. No, I do. I'm just blind. So that's a 2. Okay, cool. So if we go delete note 2 in here, that should be fine. We'll need to do a post very quickly. And the object, oh, that's just object note. All right, cool. We can actually do that very, very quickly. Easy done. Yeah, those should just work. Famous last words. I'll need to expand this. So what I'm going to do, expand the above note tests. Will need to test one. I get chance of getting citizenship of a European country. We have to give up. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yep, that would be pretty cool. Expand the we'll test. All right, what we need to actually test: deleting another user's deleting/editing another user's note will fail. To what else do we want to test? So deleting, editing something you don't have access to. cannot delete already deleted notes. Incorrect object note deletion. Incorrect object to delete note from. Alright, cool. Yeah, I think those tests will come out a little bit later because we'll need to continue expanding the... I just suddenly forgot what I was going to say. We need to expand the fixtures, which reminds me, I haven't actually done the fixtures yet. So Python 3, manage, dump data, format is going to be JSON, indent is going to be 2, and that's going to go into NearBeach, fixtures, oh, no setup, basic setup, and done. Okay. So, we're all happy with that one. So we're happy with the notes. I'm going to put down here, for once the put method has been implemented, having a user create a note. Alright, and then I'll get rid of the put method up there. So that way all the comments are in one spot and it makes it easier to read. So with the tags, we're doing the same thing. So URL test, API version 0, and what we want to do is we want to do organization 1 and then tag. I do believe it's just tag. There'll be no data we'll get. We'll do that, and we're doing a get. How balanced between getting the job done and actually learn? For example, I spend a lot of time learning and going into a rabbit hole. I was learning Next.js for my work, but I went down the rabbit hole 2 days learning decorators. All right, I've got a I can talk about this. So, hang on, I've got to bring out the good old Wacom tablet. All right, so the one problem with learning is if you don't use it, you lose it. My recommendation is to make something small. Just a small little project or something like that. Something which helps you reinforce what you're learning too. So make something small. Now, you said something about decorators. Decorators are great. I use a lot of decorators for figuring out if the user has permission to that particular function with the given variables within that particular pass through into that function. Figure out what you can do with those decorators and just play around with it. If you've got a prior project and you're like, hang on a minute, this will work with my small other prior project, slap that in, get it done. So yeah, try to build something. I always say build something small, don't build something as big as NearBeach, because I've been here 8 years. So yes, it's though I will admit I did delete the code 5 years ago. So yeah, even then 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, that's my recommendation. Make something small. It could be a proof of concept too. It doesn't need to be a minimal available product. So proof of concept. And hey, if you make something interesting, let's say you make something you're interested in and stuff like that, you can always go from proof of concept to minimal viable product, and then get other people to use it and flesh it out into fully featured. but I don't know how to balance between getting the job done and learning. Believe it or not, a lot of you won't need that much to build a project. Like, if we go into, let's say, the Django documentation, there's a lot in this Django documentation I haven't read, nor have I needed. So a lot of the middleware, the advanced, like I haven't needed to generate CSVs or PDFs. I've done file uploads. Class-based views, apart from the API stuff, we don't use class-based views. The basics we all do. I'm pretty sure I haven't touched any of those, but I might have touched some of those without realizing. So yeah, there's a lot on here that I don't need to know. The forms I don't need to know because we're using VueJS at the front end. But we do need to know a small amount of the forms. Like we have the form classes and stuff like that. So when Django is double checking everything. However, a lot of that's going to be moving into the API. So yeah, just start building something. And when you hit a hurdle, and I like to call them hurdles, not roadblocks, a little hurdle where you got to learn something to jump over, that's the perfect time to jump back into the documentation and learn about how you can solve that method or problem. Stuff like that. So yeah. I haven't read a lot of this documentation. So yeah. Sending emails, we don't do. However, that's on our Kanban board. Sitemaps, we don't do. Not necessarily needed for NearBeach itself. Sessions, we haven't needed to do anything outside what Django already sets up. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here we just don't do. Pagination, we've done. Logging, we haven't really done. So, yeah. I think if you're ready to build something, my recommendation is just build it. Because you can always come back to the documentation and you can always learn new things as you progress too. I know I have. Someone popped up on stream and they were like, oh, why are you using, this is for VueJS. Why are you still using, what was it? I'm terrible with words, give me a second. Holy hell. Not mounted. Mix-ins. They're like, why are you using mix-ins still? There's this other thing now out. And I was like, I just didn't know about it. Read up on it and I was like, cool, this will be a lot better. I ended up just implementing it. I meant like my senior gives me a task to do and I need to learn and get the job done. I meant in this context. Oh, okay, cool. For example, he asked me to make an API and Nest.js, but I didn't know decorators and went into a wrap. Oh, okay. Yeah, you need to sort of learn something to a proof of concept. So being able to learn it to be able to get it to work, and then once you get it to work, that's when you just learn a little bit more to get it to the minimal viable product. Cheers, Tashin. So yeah. My recommendation is if you're spending 2 hours reading the documentation, go back and ask the senior management, the senior dev, hey, is this applicable? Or have I gone too far? Sometimes you just need that external voice to be like, you passed the goal, you can stop writing now. So yeah. And for those on YouTube, we run ads on Twitch every half an hour, so people who join on Twitch don't get pre-rolled ads, and you guys don't need to worry at all. So you guys don't get ads. So yes, and don't worry about that. Yeah, but during the ads, we tend to stop and do sort of this. We're happy to discuss more stuff. So yeah. Hopefully I've kinda answered your question, Jen. So yeah, it's kind of hard. It's like one of those sort of things where back in the day, I would go off and try and solve a problem and stuff like that. And if I spent too much time trying to solve the problem, I've definitely missed the point. And sometimes a good senior dev will come back in and put you back onto the road. Or either they've told you, hey, you've actually solved it, you just really need to do this. So yeah, and it's a skill thing. So the more you do it, the more you'll realize, oh yeah, no, I can stop at this particular point. So, yeah. All right, how are we with the ads? Oh, that was, welcome back everyone. Well, those on YouTube were like, we were already here. All right, so we've got the get tag. I want to jump over here. I just want to save all of these. I'm just going to close all of this. I want to open up the tag. Yeah, this is, I don't know what's happened. It's like it's changed everything. Oh no, it's get tag there. Yep, all right, cool, post tag. Now, I'll need this number here, this lovely API number. It's keyed in there. So this particular project has no tags. That's fine. We'll find one that does. So this one does. So, yeah. This is for organization 1, though. Oh. All right, we've got a forbidden. Not a problem. Every single time I write unit tests. Hang on a minute. That's oh yeah, no, that's sorry. Twitch is coming up with the ad pop-up incorrect a lot of the times nowadays, and it's absolutely confusing me. All right, API version 0. Sorry, that distracted me completely. So I want to go back into here. I want to go into views. I want to open up API. I want to open up object data. I want to open up notes API. Now in here, we've got a simple, that's the get list. That's the create. That's the destroy. We've got the list. I think the permissions is going haywire. So I'm just clicking into here and I'm going to click a little breakpoint right there and I'm just going to hit send. We've hit that breakpoint and I'm just going to step forward. I'm going to have a look at passes and I can instantly see it's false. We can see the user level. So the Quag's destination is organization. All right, cool. And the Quag's destination, organization, location, ID. All right, cool. Once again, when we move to 032, we're moving all the calls to the API. So we will be refactoring a lot of these decorators for the permissions. The reason being is we can make a lot of them generic moving forward, which is going to be great for us. So yeah, it'll simplify the code. Because, yeah, we've had to do some really weird stuff to get the decorators to work, and, yeah, let's just say we can do it better. All right, we're going to go into generic permission. We're going to put a little breakpoint there. We're going to hit the play button, so we get this back here, and we're going to go send again. So we've hit this one. I'm going to undo that one. And I'm just going to hit play. So we're in here. We're moving forward. So we've got the user. We've got the extra permissions. That's user group results. That should house everything. If location in Quags. Oh. I think we're going to fail that one. Okay. Yeah, we're going to fail that one. Because object assignment doesn't have groups on them. So if we actually go into the back end and we go list organizations, click into an organization, you'll notice that there's no object assignment here. And the reason being is it's not needed. Everyone has access to organizations. So it's going to be one of those sort of cases where we're like, all right, cool. If it is, yeah, I can't wait till we actually redo all these decorators, which we can't because we need to actually do the database first, and we need to move everything to the API. Okay, so I'm having a good think. Okay. Yeah, there's no object assignment. How will I bypass this if the destination isn't? We could put a little and not organization in here. We need to define destination, object lookup. Is not, is the correct term. I think that would do, but I believe we're going to run into a problem with customers. Now, in cases like this, you build in a bypass array and be like, all right, cool. If it isn't in here and we've got a location ID, then we need to double check all of this extra data. And you just comment that in there, being like, all right, cool. This is why you do this. I'm just gonna hit play. I'm gonna wait a little while. I'm just gonna hit send. Okay, in here, we're going to go forward. Yep, now it should, hang on, what's our object lookup? Did I spell that right? Organization. Hold on. I'm just gonna stop. And Tassin, the lazy coder, welcome. Thank you very much for the follow. I do hope you are enjoying my content. I see you've jumped from YouTube over. So yeah, welcome. I'm just gonna hit rebuild again because that didn't look correct. And I'm a little sus. I'm gonna hit save. We're just gonna bump the breakpoint down to there. All right, object lookup, organization. Hang on. I've got to test this. No. Alright. Clearly I've broken something, so let's find out what I've broken. Object lookup, organization equals organization. I think I know what to do. and not object. Okay, that is one of Python's weird things. There we go. We've got to test it with other ones. That's very, very easy. We just test in a couple of seconds. Looks like it goes down here, and then we'll just hit play. We should now get some data. All right, cool. I am going to go and type in project 1. I wasn't meant to do that. I'll just hit play. All right, cool. That still works for everything else. Actually, I should test with team leader. Because team leader won't have access. There we go. So, organization, and let's go send. Presto. All right, let's go back into here. And let's go admin. Sweet. All right, so. Oh, sorry. Brightness. That's fixed. So we're going to go into here. We're fine with that at the moment. Once again, we're probably going to extend out these tests later on. I need more information in here and more. I need to think of more conditions. We need to sort of test how people are going to use the system. So we've got the get. We'll do the post. I don't know if we've done the put or the delete, but we'll figure those ones out in a second. We could do... Actually, we don't have a put. Put's not needed because we're not editing the single tag, we'll just delete it. Alright, so down here, what we've got is the delete. We've got the destination is going to be... Oh, we've got the organization and all that kind of stuff. We've got the tag ID, which we've already got. That will be 13. It's the post, which we'll need... So 3, 2, we'll probably do a 1. It's going to be a 1. Yeah, it's going to be a 1. And then we go send invalid token, but that's just because we're doing that. We paste in, oops, the wrong thing. Copy this, go over here, paste it in, go send, cool, done. And then I play with my Rubik's Cube for a bit. All right. And then that's number 15, and I click on this, I go down here, I go into the body, and actually no, I don't need to do anything, it's all up here, and then I go over here, and I go organization 1, and then I invalid token. Alright, and we'll figure it out. So, the to-do for this, expand the above tag tests will need to test 1, deleting / editing another, it won't be users tags, but another object's tags. This should fail. Put method does not exist. incorrect object to delete. Yeah, that's all right. Cool. We'll just leave it at that for the moment. Once again, I can't think of anything else to actually put in here, so might be the case where we think of stuff as we go along. The idea being is also when we start testing and so forth like that, we'll also start putting in more unit tests. So 0.32 will have a lot more unit tests put into it. I love watching people build stuff more than anything else. I also like to build stuff like this, but as my name's just too lazy to work on things more than weeks or two, then I get burnt out and start doom scrolling, watching. Alright, yeah. And hopefully it gives you some inspiration to build stuff if you ever need a project management tool. I mean, there's always NearBeach. We're implementing an API. So, yeah. I don't know where I get my motivation from. I guess I jokingly say Stockholm Syndrome a lot. But even when I first started out and stuff like that, I kind of like enjoyed it, and I kept going with it, and I kept learning new things. Really realized that I screwed up multiple times, but I was like, you know what, I found a better way to do this, and then re-implement that way and so forth like that. So yeah, I don't know where I get my motivation from. But yeah, I just kind of enjoy it. All right, so talk about motivation. Unit tests are probably the one thing that I don't like. I really enjoy them. Because every single time I write a unit test, I always find a bug and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, cool, it isn't meant to work this way. We've just found an issue and we're going to fix it. Yeah, I'm not the best with them. And talking about motivation, yeah, it's hard for me to motivate myself to do more unit tests. But I'm getting there. Okay, so I think I've done with the organizations. Oops, sorry, sucks. I'm also wondering if there's any bugs I could probably quickly fix. No, I kind of want to start these on 0.32. Yeah, a lot of these need to be fixed on 0.32. Yeah. We can also document stuff tonight. Yeah. I'm just wondering what the time is. It's 7:30. We'll see how long I can stream tonight. So, yeah. All right. I haven't actually run these tests, so we're gonna go Python 3 manage tests, where. All right. So. We've got a 2 of 4. So with the organization tag, method delete, we've got a 2 of 4. No content. Huh. That's not correct. So that is with the tag delete. All right. So that's there. That's with the 13. We're expecting a delete. Let's have a look. So we're going to get tag organization 1. We've got 13 there. Organization 1, 13. We should have something. So I'm going to go over here. And I am going to put a breakpoint in where we want it. So, it won't be in here. It will be under the organization API stuff. No, object data tag. This one. All right. So we've got the get, we've got the create, and we've got the destroy. I'm going to tag it there, and then add a breakpoint there. If we go delete, organization, we're going to go tag 13. We've got an invalid token. I'm going to copy this token. We're going to send. All right, so we hit this. Okay, yep. Should pass that. We got the destination location. Cool. We're feeding through the destination location. We do actually have one. Yep. All right. That would do a bad request. Oh. All right. Now, I'm just going to have a check to see if I've done that anywhere else. I have. I'm just going to hit play. With the delete. Alright, we shouldn't be doing that. For starters. Alright, we found an issue. Easily fixed. Oops. Oops. I hit escape then. Sorry, Socks, I need my hand. Thank you, sweetie. Oh my god, that's not the button I pressed. Alright, I'm fat fingering like there's no tomorrow. Tag has been removed from object is what we want. And I'm going to keep in the 204. We're going to go in here and we're going to change that to a 204. Easy done. With the other one, that's also going to be a 204. So the organization note, that is definitely going to be a 204. We might actually go back to the other APIs and go, all right, cool, we're changing this all to 204s, but no content comes back. That's... Sorry, I'm just... No content means you've requested it and there's no content. Doesn't mean anything about deleting. Oh, but we've had a chat about this. All right. I know I had a chat with this with a bunch of people, and I do remember we chose 204. And it might be that we just keep it as 204 and move the other deletes into the 204. So it comes through as no content, being like, yay, there's no more content there anymore. If I hit send here, it's going to actually fail because it doesn't exist. Yeah, no tags to delete. Yes. Right. Hi, Socks. She's like, no, stop patting me. No. Alright. I'm going to keep the 204s. So we're going to go into here. So we've done the delete and so forth like that. I'm going to go into here. I'm just going to go test. Now we've got two fails. That's perfectly fine. So we've got the tag ID 1, status code 200, method post. 201, create. Yeah, that's one thing we've been doing. So with the post, that's a 201. Just a simple create. Down here, post 201. I'm happy with that. Okay, going with this, we are just going to test again. We got two F's again. All right. Method delete 204. 400 does not equal 204. Uh-oh. Definitely whack myself in the face with the cube then. Okay, so I don't know why 200 doesn't. Add note. Alright, hang on. Alright, add note. That is 201. I don't know why this one's giving us a problem now. Alright, let's find out. Anyway, I do need to sit down. I'm just going to take a seat. Sorry. Oh, I'm just getting tired, that's all. I've been standing all day. Quite literally all day. I've had the standing desk up for a while now. It's been a while since I've actually sat down, so yeah. Alright, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go over here. We are going to find within here this. We're going to go straight to this line. So it's saying this 204 gives us 400. So organization 1, note 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go and open up our notes. I'm going to get our notes. I'm going to make sure that we're organization 1. And then we've got no notes there. That's why it's failing. All right. What if I put in organization 2? All right. So that will fail no matter what. What I'm going to do is at the end, I'll be like, actually, I'll put it down here. Create notes on organizations for the users to delete. All right, cool. And we'll just get rid of that one. So yeah, got a bunch of tests to still create, but that's fine. This is why we've got the to-do lists and so forth like that. As for the other issue, so this issue up here, we want the hello world one, and 200 doesn't equal 201. All right, let's go into our notes, our note API. Let's scroll all the way up to deleted, not deleted, sorry, created. Scroll all the way down here. There's our bug. So we want to be consistent. HTTP 201, created. Now, I am going to be happy with that. That should now just run. I'm going to let it run all the way through. Alright, there we go. Sweet. So, our next step. Now, I don't know if there's going to be an ad starting any second now. Let me have a look at, yeah, there we go. Ads has just started. For those on YouTube, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch, so they're doing it pre-rolled ads. You guys don't get ads, so don't worry about it. Yeah. Hopefully you guys are going well. You get to see me solve Rubik's Cube. And you might see a little bit of Socks. She's currently in her bed right now. She's, I mean, like, huh? No one's feeding me treats. Yeah, I know, sweetie. She's like, huh? Where? Alright, there's our cube solved. yeah, how's everyone doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. We're getting some more unit tests done. Yeah, I might get a few more done. And then, yeah, I've got to get them done because we're making some changes to the API. Or we're doing, sorry, we're not making changes. We're implementing the child modules, and I kind of want everything in place before we get to that stage and so forth like that. So, yeah. We also got to document the APIs too. Anyway, we should be back from ads. Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully everyone is good. So yeah, we're getting back into this. So we've got the tests. We've got a bunch of tests that we want to run and so forth like that. I think we ran all the tests. We're quite happy with it. So yeah, yeah, I'm going to leave quite a lot of those to-dos just because I need to go through and reset up the fixtures. It's going to be a lot easier if I essentially put in all the to-dos, and then what I can do is I can go through and be like, all right, I need to add this many to this, and so forth like that, and essentially set up the database how we need it. And NG Tan Tai, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. Now, we're moving on to the next item on here. So we're done organization. We're now moving on to project, which is going to be good. Because, yeah, the project will not only have the project CRUD, but it'll also have a lot of this too. Like all of this. So we'll have to actually set that all up. Alright, in here, what we want to do is I want to type in project. Like so. And hello from Arizona. Welcome. I don't want to know what the time is over there at the moment. I'm assuming very, very early. Oh yeah, very, very early. Or very, very late, depending how you wake up. And Nocturnal, how are you? I've seen that you sent me a message. I haven't been able to check Discord, sorry. And I know that you've pushed something. So I just haven't had time. Late. Okay, it is late. Yep, fair enough. Some people that might be early. So, yeah. So we've got project. We're going to do that, it's going to be that, it's going to be a 200, and it's going to be a get. Alright. API is broken in container. Oh, alright, I definitely want to fix that. Where can I've got a container at the moment. Alright. Yeah, give me a second. We could do this live. prod.nearbeach shot API version 0 Kanban board. Oh, it is too. Alright, that's definitely needs fixing. Alright. Oh, yes, that's a big mistake on my behalf. All right, cool. Thank you very much. So, yes, I can do that tonight if you want. I'm assuming that's the fix you push through. Just give me 2 seconds. Sorry, everyone. Just going to put it on the secret screen. I'm pretty sure I saw your pull request. I'm hoping I wasn't hallucinating that. Alright, NearBeach. Oh no, there it is. Alright, there's that one. Oh, it's about the first login stuff. Alright, cool. Yep. And I'm just wondering where to fix that container issue. I can show the screen now. I believe it should be fixed in here. So it'll be part of this, part of the URLs. And you're saying, yeah, version 0. All right, ooh, don't sit on that. All right, I am just double checking that socks. Seriously, come on, just calm down. Come here, I don't lift you up that much. There you go, you can get forced cuddles now. Trying to jump everywhere, causing destruction. Get forced cuddles. All right, yeah, that's definitely a big bad mistake on my behalf. All right, cool. Let's get that fixed right now. Because we can fix that just by copying this one line. Edit this. I'm going to be naughty. I'm going to commit changes. Update to the URLs to fix the API pathing. Alright. And that should be it. So if we go back to prod and we go API, we don't have the version 0, but Kanban board. No, I still get that. All right. Yes, it does. All right. Socks, you're getting really close to the keyboard. I know what you're going to do. All right. I was thinking of something before Socks interrupted me. And it has... we can test this. We can test this. Sorry, I've got to jump back onto the secret screen. Because I'm going to jump onto the Azure portal. Search for scheduled tasks. All right. I'll get to that in a second. What I'm doing is we can break the demo. So for those wondering what I'm doing right now is I'm using Azure we're really behind on Azure. What are we now? 75? Yeah, we host on Azure. I'm just looking at the demo. I'm going to put the demo into debug mode. And from there, we can see what that 500 error is. I'm just double checking the version. I'm pretty sure I did, 76. I released 76 the other day. Secret environment. All right, cool. We're gonna copy this, paste it. Oh, I've done the wrong, piss. Alright, it's hard to work around socks. Alright, debug equals true. I'm just going to save that. Okay, that'll take 5 minutes. I'll get back to the normal screen, so the way this one. So you're saying scheduled tasks. So we'll jump over into here. We'll go into scheduled objects. Create a new scheduled object. Oh, hold on. Oh. Oh. All right, this is easy to fix. All right. Yep, no, I can fix this. Let's put in a critical bug, because there's no other way to work around this problem. So, search for scheduled objects gets a 500 response, and then so method one log into NearBeach as a super user to navigate the menu scheduled objects, and then expected results. Search results to appear. Actual results get 500 error. We're gonna fix this right now. And we're going to fix the API one, or we're going to log the API one too. No. I'd rather you tell me about them than me leaving them in there for... This is a showstopper. Yeah, rather than me leaving them in there without finding them for a while. So, yeah. Scheduled objects. We are now on 76, so we're going to release 77. I'm going to go create. I'm going to untick that. I'm going to untick that. These ones I'm going to no version for the moment, because the one problem being is I've been doing quite a lot of releases. I haven't been looking at the bugs as much because we're going to fix the bugs. Docker container has wrong API URL. The container has the wrong API URL. No, I have pushed a fix already. All right, we'll need to rebuild the base to get this to work. All right, this is a showstopper again. There's no workaround. This is a bug. This would actually be ready for retesting. This is assigned to me. This is going to be for the Docker, and this is going to be for version 77. Easy done. All right, cool. I am going to bump over to here. I'm going to apply changes. All right, cool. All right, let's get this one fixed. So it's saying array of objects and destination page is missing. So I understand why I've created this bug. It's because I've implemented pagination into a lot of different places. I've just forgotten to actually implement it here. First login one is because I want to automatically set up users without intervention. Oh, okay, yep. All right. So I'm going to close all tabs. I misclicked then. I'm going to minimize everything. We're in debug mode. I'm going to open up this. We're in part of the search scheduled objects. So search. Hang on. Sometimes it's just scheduled objects. I don't know why my brain just decided to do that. It just did. All right, cool. So what we want is the NearBeach URLs, because in here we can go, all right, this is our scheduled objects. I'm going to right hand click. I'm going to go to this implementation. So here we are. I am going to put a breakpoint here. And I'm also going to open up this, and I'm going to go to this here. Now, the form itself is search object form. Yeah. All right, so pagination can be then very quickly implemented into the search objects. Famous last words, shouldn't take too long. So that's the solution at the moment. Otherwise, we just render everything out, which I kind of don't want to do. So we can actually fix this right now and do it properly. And I am getting distracted with the Rubik's Cube. But before we do that, I do want to get the base build started. So I'm going to go GitHub. I'm going to go NearBeach Docker. The reason being is we want that the NearBeach base automation. We want this to start building. So we're going to run this workflow. It'll only take, I think, 6 minutes. Yeah, it's 7 minutes, less than 10 minutes. But I'm supposed to have it done now, so we aren't waiting for it. And I'm just going to hit refresh. We're just going to click on that. And we're going to have that little yellow dot to look at. So in here, we want the front end to send the back end a number. And if I minimize everything, open up NearBeach, open up source, open up JavaScript, open up not components, yes, components. We want the search, we want search customer results, I think, as pagination. No, it doesn't. Alright. Destination page. There we go. This current page. There will be a couple of things we need to implement. So, current page is 1. Number of pages is going to be a 1 by default. We won't need to maybe include those. No, we don't have the property up there. So, we'll need that and that. We won't need any of that. Yeah, we'll need none of that. So, if we do this, I'm just referencing the search sprint on the right. Don't worry about that. In here, what we need to do is go down into our data return. We need a current page, is always going to be default 1. A number of pages, it's always going to be a 1. All right, sweet. Then when we actually go to get our search results, we create our form, and then we've got data to send.set. This is, I do believe, we've got include closed objects, array of objects, a destination page. That's going to be this dot current page. Now, I'm just double checking that. Yep, because we update the current page when we click on a certain result. All right, cool. Array of objects. That's what we need. Array of objects. And that will be scheduled object, I do believe. Yeah. Anyway, npm run watch. I'm going to have a look at the back end. So we've got the forms, in the forms itself, array of objects, multiple choice fields, object array. We're going to go to that implementation. Ooh. We don't have scheduled objects in there. Just having a look in here very, very quickly. Might be one of those cases that we just put nothing in. Yeah, I'm not sure. All right. We don't need this. All right, we've hit this. Yeah, this is gonna fail. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just hit play. Array of objects. Yeah, that's I'm just wondering what I can do here. So yeah, we are searching the objects and so forth like that. What we need to actually do is we can create a new form that doesn't have those those details within it, but we do want pagination and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it might be just easy just to I'm just going to put project in here. And task. Because if we create a new one, we've got projects and tasks. So that kind of makes sense. I'm just going to refresh. We hit this. We just go forward. We've now skipped past it. All right, cool. I'm just going to hit play. And there we go. Now, we don't have the pagination in here at the moment, but that's something we can quickly sort of put in. We might as well because we're here. It doesn't take long to put it in. So, yeah, it's just also when we get in the back the number of objects. Alright. Once again, we'll move to the API. A lot of this will be done differently, but it will be a simple API call. Okay. So I'm having a think about how I want to actually tackle this. Cool. So oh, sorry. Going back into here, I am going to put that over there. We're happy with all of that. We're going into the search view itself. We've got the form, that worked, all of this worked. We don't actually have the pagination set up down here. But we do have that all working. I'm just wondering whether or not it's just easy to say that's the bug fix for the moment. And we come back and pagination that whole entire thing when we move to the API, which will be a lot easier to do because we don't need to do it now and then redo it when we move through the API. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna be like, we'll put in a bug. This is now ready for retesting. I'm gonna put in no pagination on the scheduled objects search. So method one, log into NearBeach as admin to navigate the menu. I should do this properly. It should be scheduled objects. Navigate the menu, scheduled objects. Expected results. The scheduled object search to have pagination if there are a lot of objects. Actual results, everything renders on the page as a giant list, which is not what we want. But this is not a massive priority at the moment, so I'm going to put a note. Best to tackle this when we move the search to the API calls, as we have to set up pagination for that. Alright, easy done. This is normal, we're not worried about it. It's going to be a bug, submitted, it's going to be assigned to me. It is going to be part of the scheduled objects, easy done. No version at the moment. We will eventually put in 0.32 release 0 release candidate 1 in our versions list. I mean, I should start adding that in. Yeah. How's this done? Alpha hyphen, yep, all right, cool. Hyphen 0.32.0 release candidate 1. Pretty exciting. So yeah. So anything we want to fix at that particular time, we'll put on that. So yeah. I'm just going to close. Cancel. I'm going to create. There we go. I'm going to close that. I'm going to quickly just go through our issues. So not ready for retesting, but all of these I'm changing tabs. Should we have a global save instead? Look at this problem when implementing the API. Alright, this actually might be an API thing. Actually, I'm gonna edit this. I'm actually gonna put it in here. Notes. As we are moving to the API, it might be ideal to set this up at the API level. Users can, hang on, what am I trying to say? When moving to the API, we might set this up so users can go between the tabs without having to save. And when saving, all tabs get saved at the same time. Alright, cool. This will definitely be the release candidate. I'm going to hit save. Sorry, we're getting a bit distracted, but that's perfectly fine. Alright, add objects needs pagination. We can do that in this one. Cannot cancel a new sprint. That one needs to be fixed in this particular branch. Too many search objects will result in that can be fixed. NearBeach API object notes has put method. Alright. That's the release candidate 1. So, yep. Needs to check permissions differently. That's going to be a release candidate 1. Editing Kanban board, clicking slightly outside the label. Alright, that can be fixed in this particular one. Improved models, that's going to be release candidate 1. Parent spell tap it. Oh yeah, we need to figure out how to do this a lot better. Might be those cases that we technically we'll focus on that on the dashboard, but that's fine at the moment. Minor updating user profile mode. Well, yeah, all right, cool. So we've got a couple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which can get fixed later on. All right, so let's, and I just realized that I've probably complicated this. All right, remove static. Okay, cool. Now, I've just got to go through this because I've done a couple of jobs without actually committing. I've got to break this up into the proper commits. So the decorators, basic setup, test API, all of that would be for the API. So, git add anything under NearBeach. So git commit, applying more unit tests for the API with some API fixes implemented. And really, when I find these just URL prefix, no. Sorry, Nocturnal. I just realized that I didn't get all your messages. Oop. Ah. I'm just knocking everything over. Alright. And I just realized that we're in an ad break. I am terribly sorry, everyone. I was just focused. So, yeah. For those wondering on YouTube, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch. So people who join don't get pre-rolled ads. You guys don't get ads, so don't worry about it. And these ads are going to be short because I didn't see the ads pop up. So, yeah. And I keep knocking things over. Cool, everyone should be back now. Welcome back. I think that one chat box is, there we go. Alright, that was weird. Nocturnal, your last message on that window was like no, and that was like 15 minutes, like half an hour ago. You've done a dozen of messages since. I was like going, what? What is Nocturnal saying no to? I'm confused. Alright, git add, git commit bug fix. And we're going to go over into our bugs. We're going to go into our 77s. We're going to go, this one was fixed for this particular issue. So we're going to copy that. We're going to paste that. And we're going to push it. Okay. So that should be done. Oh, sorry, a bit of yawn. That should be done. I'm getting distracted with the cube. Alright, so I'm happy with that. I just lost my train of thought, so give me a couple of seconds as I try and find it. We're all happy with that. I'm going to close that. We're happy with the unit tests at the moment. They're all running. Just done a bug. I mean, I can look at another bug to fix very quickly because we've got two showstoppers here. That's justified for getting a push out. Oh yeah, we were going to do the demo.nearbeach.app. So API. Actually, I've got to log in. I've just got to make sure no one has left anything horrible. Alright, give me a couple of seconds. API version 0, project 1. Yeah. Alright, cool. So this is the error that has happened. Cannot resolve keyword. Interfield choices are yet. So we are missing the version 0 up here. That's actually causing a problem with our permissions. And once again, when we refactor and stuff like that, we'll come through and we'll go, alright, sweet. We need to do this, this, and this for all the permissions. So yeah. And once again, the decorators will handle all the permissions, just because it'll be so much easier. We can write something generic and hope for the best. All right. So, and yeah, if we get rid of the version 1, there's version 0 in there. Yeah, we've got something like that. So these will be fixed. Now, if we click on here, this is actually done. We can do a release now if we want. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, let's do a release now because I don't see us doing anything else, like releasing anything else tonight. Famous last words. I have done multiple releases in one night before. So npm audit. All right, npm prod, run prod. Got to make sure that we're running a version of NearBeach. Yep, yes we are. All right, npm run e2e. Once that's running, I am going to bring up Server CI, and I'm going to bring up our NearBeach.read docs. So down in our procedures, we've got deployment of NearBeach. So we've done audit, we've done prod, we're running the E2E. We just need to check all the screenshots. So yeah, it looks like we might need to include a couple more pages within our end-to-end. We can actually do that now. Oh. All right. That's opened up on the wrong page. I'm just gonna cut that out. It looks like mobile Chrome is just the one that failed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run it again. Sometimes the end-to-end just fails. Like one of the things just doesn't log in correctly. You rerun it and it'll be fine. So what I also wanted to do was CI/CD. We want to log in. Sorry, it's a login. I've got to do this. Don't want to dox my phone number again. All right, sweet. So these are still running, which is good. We're just checking those. Now with the E2E, it ran perfectly fine. See, the 300 tests work perfectly fine. We're actually going to include for the Max. Yeah, come here. Yeah. Anyway, so give me a second. He's knocked something over. Hopefully he's not hurt. Max, what have you done? Alright. Nothing expensive was knocked over. Oh. Okay, where was I? Yes, end-to-end tests. You can stand there. Oh, alright, right away. Okay. So opening up this, we want to open up our tests. We want to go end-to-end. We've got a bunch of little shakeout tests. We've got we're gonna have 404 tests and we're gonna have 403 tests and all that kind of fun stuff. What we want to do is check every page loads admin. So we're gonna add in a couple of pages in here, and to do that, we're gonna jump over here. We're gonna jump over here. We're gonna go scheduled objects. We're gonna go scheduled objects. We're gonna copy this. And we want scheduled objects to be the test. We've got the URL. And it should be search. Oh no, it's just scheduled objects. Then the page will be called schedule. And page header will be called, scheduled objects. And the screenshot path will be like so. I'm going to add in a to-do. And Ivanhoe, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. Welcome back. I don't know what I was going to say. Sorry, I'm probably very, very tired. Yeah. Okay, so to do, we need to add more stuff in here. That's a really silly to do. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay. I'm going to add in a thing afterwards. So we've just added in scheduled objects because we know that there was an issue. We should do a scheduled object with a 1. Yeah, we should do this one too. You're doing well. Pizza is nice. You know you are doing well when pizza is in the oven. Admin scheduled objects 1. And then we're going to go URL, paste that in, and then we're going to go page title. We're going to go, that will be just that. Oh, hang on. That will be scheduled object 1. Page heading will be that. And then the screenshot path will be pretty much the same as that. Alright, easy done. Oh, trust me to screw it up. There we go. That will be scheduled objects 1. And that will be like that. Yes, we had an election. And by God, if I put my expectations, what would happen? So we had the election on Saturday. If I had a month ago stated who I thought was going to win and how long the election would take to, you know, count up and all that kind of stuff, I would have been wrong on both counts. It's just the last month. It's just like, holy hell. My God. Did they drop the ball? But yeah. And by to say the Libs dropped the ball. For those wondering to know, our Libs are our Conservatives in Australia because we're upside down here. Australian federal election results. So. Where's our... actually, theage.com.au, they will have it up at the banner. Here it go. Will they... I was hoping there will be a breakdown. Oh, the Greens did get 1 seat. I'm not happy. I'm not... honestly, these people dropped the ball and I'm not a fan of them. But I'm surprised that they dropped the ball that bad. This is... Yeah. This is... Ooh. We've had a couple of hung parliaments before in Australia. And we've had quite a number of very close elections for the last couple of federal elections. And I was expecting it to be really closer than this. And I'm very surprised. So, yeah, I honestly thought the Liberal Party would win a month ago. However, things happened. They dropped the ball, and I was like, "All right, cool." So yeah, but yeah, I don't like that party. That's a rather well known fact. So yeah, I'm just surprised by Yeah. It's shocking to say. But otherwise, I'm more meh about the results and stuff like that. If you're asking about the election, yeah. Just surprised how it turned out. And Gopal, how are you going? Hope you're going well. Welcome, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content as we just briefly cartwheel into Australian politics, where our Liberal Party is our Conservative Party. Yeah, it could have been a lot closer. I was a month ago expecting the Libs to win. And I was like, all right, cool. I know who I'm voting for and stuff like that. I've done my research. If they win, they win. And that's fine. I will move on with my life. But yeah, I'm absolutely shocked that I was wrong. So yeah. All right, end-to-end tests. We have done the end-to-end tests. Sorry, we ran the end-to-end tests. We haven't actually seen the end-to-end tests. So I'm just trying to jump. I should rerun them because I made that edit. Sorry, this will take a little while. All right. All right. Everything ran perfectly fine. I am jumping into here, NearBeach. We need to go into our tests. No. Sorry, test results. Test results. Sorry, shakeout. We're going to go admin first. I am just going to quickly go through all of these. We should. Yep, that's fine. Simple notification search, please. Oh, okay. Yep. No. That's just waiting for results. That's perfectly fine. Page loaded. I should get it to wait 10 seconds. But yeah. Anyway, that looks like it's working perfectly fine. Alright. I am going to go. Now, we did npm run prod before, didn't we? Yeah, we did, because now I've got all of that. So git add, all of that, git commit. Release 0.31.77, I think. I'm going to double check that. Give me a couple of seconds. Hug doc. Yep, 77. Holy hell. We're not that far from 100. Considering when we're on the 31st branch and stuff like that, I remember thinking, all right, 35 is our biggest sort of patch value we've ever had. We passed that, and we just kept going and going and going. I'm just like, holy hell. So yeah, it might be a case where it'll be good to actually move to 0.32. It'll take us a couple of months to get there, but hopefully not. Hopefully once we're on it, we'll crunch all the unit tests and stuff like that. So, yeah. And we're going to go git push. So, up here, we now want to go to GitHub. Hang on, I want to double check there. Make sure the development branch has been pushed to the origin. Yes, and just trying to remember if we're one behind main. All right, we're gonna have to check this out. So git checkout main, git pull. So if I recompile everything with the changes done in main, and there's no changes and stuff like that, then we'll go ahead. Otherwise, I will rewrite the commit. So git checkout develop. Git merge main. So we're passing through what we did on main into here. npm run prod. This will take 40 seconds. I'm sorry. All right, sweet. Git status. There's no changes. All right, cool. So that just means that we're going to continue with this particular branch. It's perfectly fine that I pushed this in a little bit late because all the compiled stuff, it doesn't affect the compiled stuff. It would be mostly those changes either for the documentation or it could have been changes for the build tools. And considering even if the build tools get updated and stuff like that, if they still compile the source to the exact same source, then it hasn't, affected that the source. However, there are times where it does. So going in here, we're going to create pull request from. Oh no. We're gonna go back. We're going to go develop. We're creating a pull request. So in here, we're going to have bug fixes and we're going to have going into here. We're just going to open up those in 2 different windows. We're going to copy this. And copy this on. Gonna have it like that. Hidden changes. Implementation of more unit tests for the API. So yeah, if we have a look at the thing, how many? Sorry, I'm just jumping into here. I'm just wondering how much further I need to go with this particular thing. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 more objects at the moment to complete. It'll probably be 1 stream for each of those, or if we're lucky, 1 stream will tackle 2 of those. I'm not 100% sure. We can start with the projects tonight and we'll figure it out. It could be one of those. There's gonna be a lot of Sorry, I'm having ideas. I'm half saying them, and then I realize no, that's silly. The one problem is at the moment I don't have all the data in the fixtures, so it's going to be the case of me writing a lot of to-dos for these, getting it done, and then coming back and actually completing them properly. So yeah, and Ivanhoe with the 52.26, nice. Pineapple on pizza, I love it. I love it. I am a big fan of pineapple. All right, implement new tests on here. What else did we fix? We fixed the API. Minor API fixes. Found out during writing unit tests. Not recorded. Another thing I should be doing is actually recording all the bugs. And so if a unit test finds a bug, I should record it, so that way people will be like, oh, cool, he's actually fixing stuff as he's going along. So yeah, and then hopefully when we reach version 1, all of this will just work, and I'll be like, yeah. It'll be great. It'll be great. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with the cube again. Just trying to think. I think that's mostly it. Let's have a quick look at the commits. Apply more unit tests. All right, cool. Yep, more. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's create and pull request. Okay. Now I'm kind of happy with all that. I know also another thing I got to do is go through deep source again and clean up all the code smells before they pile up, like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, that's on my to-do list too. Now I'm going to be happy. I'm just going to merge this. I will need to edit this and copy. And that should be all merged in. Now we do have another pull request in there that I've got to tackle. Alright, so this will be 0.31.77. 0.31.77. Alright. I'm going to say publish release. I'm going to hope for the best. Now it's going to take half an hour. Yeah. For those wondering what's actually happening right now, when I actually click publish, this actually, we've got a GitHub action. What it does is it deploys it to PyPI, which is the Python package repository place. It's where you go pip install NearBeach, and you can get NearBeach installed on your computer. Easy done. Once that's done and deployed to PyPI, we actually deploy the static files onto the NearBeach CDN. And then once that's done, we deploy the Docker build. So in case you want, we support NearBeach through the Docker. We prefer people using NearBeach in the Docker. So yeah, which also reminds me, one thing I forgot to actually do in the month of April was decommission 0.30 off our CDN. Which reminds me, cloud Claire R2, remove bulk, R2, yeah, remove bulk files. Alright, log into from R2 page, from your buckets page, you can delete, oh god, that's going to take forever. Ugh. You can delete objects directly by calling delete bucket path to object. For example, to delete the foo PNG test bucket. Alright, cool. Wrangler. Is a command line work at API set bundler. Alright. Should have no alright, cool. Yep. Alright. Anyway, we're hit our ads. I think this is going to be the last ads tonight. Sorry everyone, I am getting tired. I will try and push along just a little bit more. So, I don't think we... Yeah, I'm going to try the project. I'm going to quickly do the CRUD for the projects and then write out what needs to be done. Yeah. Because also you got to remember that the I'm also going to copy these tests and have the team leader do the tests too. So yeah, it's gonna happen. All right. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted with my Rubik's Cube. We've got about 30 seconds worth of ads left. Won't be much longer. And there it go, Rubik's Cube solved. Easy done. About 15 seconds of ads left. I'm gonna keep that open. Okay, yep, we definitely need the terminal. And welcome back, everyone. Okay, so we're gonna do the project now. It's gonna be quick and easy. Famous last words. We want our views. No, we want tests. So minimize everything. Open up this. We want our NearBeach tests. Test API tests. So we've got our get. Our get should work perfectly fine. We've got our post. We need some data for the post. We'll figure that out in a second. We'll have a put for a 1. We'll have a put for a 2. And then we'll have a delete. And then we'll have another delete. Easy done. Not a problem. Now, the one problem is when we delete, we're actually delete it from the system. Not what we wanted, but what we could potentially do is... Yeah, so I'm just trying to have a think. Because the one thing we want to actually test is if someone deletes something from the system, we don't want them to re-access it. Because everything's soft deleted. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna put these like that for the moment because, yeah, what did I do up here? We didn't delete the organization or anything like that, so we need to go 6, create an organization, and 7, delete an organization. So yeah, we need to create and then delete. With the tags, 3, create a tag and then delete said tag. That's if we can delete that tag. We don't know what the number is of that tag. That's the one problem. We'll be guessing it. Plausible to figure it out, but if anything goes wrong, yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Also, one other thing. I read the documentation today. So Django unit tests. I actually read the documentation. And we can speed it up. Running tests in parallel. See test.parallel. I just want to see if this is plausible. You know, it's just a number, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a space and then number. I'm gonna go 4. I'm just gonna see. Ooh. I don't know if I broke something or cannot pickle traceback object. I think I broke something. All right, hang on. If I just do this, we're just playing around at the moment. We're just figuring this all out. Oh, we've got a couple of Fs. That might be because I've just added in a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I've just added in a bunch of stuff. Not to worry. Yeah, the put won't work. The put won't work. Yeah, that won't work. That won't work. And that won't. Yeah, yeah, I'm not fussed. Alright, so to fix this up, to make sure that I'm not causing a problem, we're just going to do that for the moment. We're going to do that then. Because it really failed fast, didn't it? Wow. Alright. That might be a solution for the future, is parallelization. Because that completed in a fraction of the time. And yeah, I like that. All right. Ooh, okay, cool. So getting back with this. So the puts, they're not going to work at the moment, nor is the post, but the get should work. But with the post, what we want to do, let's go over here. Let's just save all of this. Let's close all tabs. Let's go down here. We're gonna open up our project team leader. We've got our list one in here. So I'm just gonna go up here. I'm just gonna go out. I'm just gonna go team leader. Oh, we need the admin because we're actually utilizing the admin at the moment. So we've got our get, that works perfectly fine. Yeah, that works perfectly fine. That works perfectly fine. We want to do our post. And the good news is we've got all our data in here how we want it. And we're just going to put it over in here. So, project name, API project. Project description. This is where I'm going to break it into multiple lines. I think at this particular point in time, we're just going to need to. Alright, so project name, project description is going to be hello world, nothing exciting. We're not writing Shakespeare here. Project start date. Project end date. We'll get that data from over here. Oh, all right. Project status. We're just going to leave that as 1. Project priority. It's also going to be a 1. Organization ID. Actually, I don't think project priority is needed. Pretty sure that's the ID. No, it's not. Yeah, project priority is not needed. Sorry, organization is definitely needed. And then we've got group list. Yep, we know that's duplicate. We're fine with that being duplicate. And then that should be it. Now I'm just going to quickly run the test. We're doing this in parallel. No, it broke. Alright. We're going to get rid of that, yeah, just for the moment. The test actually happens at the very, very start, so we can just do this. $400. All right, so we're getting a 400. All right. Why are we getting a 400? Have I got everything? Start date, end date. We should have copied that from there. Project status. Project status. Do I need that? No. What if I needed to put these in something like that? I'm not sure. We're just testing it. And what if I get rid of that so it's just one of those? No. Still an issue. All right. Why are we getting a 400? I'm not doing something silly, am I? No, method post, yep. To API v0 project, yep, that's correct. We're getting a 400. But why? One way to test this out is we just do this. Comment everything. Go down here into our post method and we go breakpoint in here. All right, this is temporary stuff. Then we run our test. We hit the break. There we go. And then we type in response. We've got response status code 201. Oh, 201 created. All right, cool. Then we undo everything now that we figured it out. We go 201, we go exit, and then we just cancel it. Then we redo it again. And now we got an F. All right, let's find out what's happened. So we're doing the post again with the API project. So it's this one. And for what? All right. Let's do this again. We need the post, and then we got breakpoint. And we're rerunning it. And then we go response. All right. But then we get an E. Why are we getting an E? I don't know. So going down here, we're asserting that response.status code and the data.status code. All right, I'm going to do that again. Sorry, response status code. All right, data.status code. No. But then I get an E. If I cancel that, what I'm going to do I'm just going to go all, and now it's an F. Now it's a 400. I'm confused. Just to make sure I'm going crazy, I'm going to comment out this one little tiny section. And we're going to test. All right, so I'm going crazy. I don't know why that's failing. Am I missing something? That's what I think I might be happening, is I might be missing something, or these might not be in the right sort of format and it's just not telling me. All right, so we've got project name, project description, project. I'll tell you what. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Group list isn't a list? Potentially, but we tend to do it like that. Or like that. And this one works perfectly fine. So if I paste that one in, and I delete that one, and then we go organization ID, because we definitely need organization ID. We've got the group list. We won't have any people in it. These were pasted in before. Yeah, it's a bit confusing. I don't know why I'm getting 400 response. Oh, sorry. Bit of a god. And because this runs outside debug mode and all that kind of stuff, I can't, yeah. Might be one of those sort of cases that I just commented out for tonight and be like, to do, find out why this breaks. So yeah. Oh, I did. That's what I was commenting out all of this for, was because then I was looking at this one particular breakpoint. And then when I breakpoint it, I get a 201, but then when I continue, I get an error for some strange reason. I just don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to comment this out for the moment. I'm going to add in a to-do. find out why this is not working. Oh yeah, I can show you. So give me a couple of seconds. I'll let that get run. I'm going to comment everything like that. Oops, I didn't add in the breakpoint just because I'm evil. So the breakpoint will happen here. And then we'll hit the run. It hits it pretty quickly. I'm just going to do that. If we go to response, we've got a 201. 201. If I exit, oh, we get an E, an error. And then when we do it all, it's like something's broken. So yeah, it's confusing. This is for test API, admin user, test create account. Yep, self asserts equal. Here's the next line. And if I just copy that and I paste it in. Yeah. Don't exit, continue. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. But yeah, this is a weird one. With continue, it runs perfectly fine. But if I remove this breakpoint, it's working perfectly fine. I wonder what's happening. Did we just find another bug? Possibly. I think we just found another bug. Alright, but no, that doesn't make any sense. No, but I am... No, I'm not removing any user permissions or anything like that. Okay, I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm thinking another test could be affecting it, but it doesn't make any sense because we're creating a project and the user permissions should be working perfectly fine. We're not modifying any of the user permissions. The API can't do that at the moment, and this is an administrator. Yeah. It just means we've just got to I'm just going to comment these things out first. There we go. We've got an F. Okay. Now we're getting a 400, but why? In the last section, so the organization, so with the organization we get, what if I just coming out half of that? All right, so we've just done that. We're gonna find this. All right, doesn't break it. We're putting in those 5. That's it. I've deleted the org. Alright, no, that's it, Nocturnal. Thank you very much. All right, let's undo all of that. So let's do that. That should be breaking too. All right. Ooh, I reached my follower count. And thank you very much, Infamous Stormtrooper1. How are you going? Thank you very much for the follow. I do hope you are enjoying my content. So, create an organization, delete an organization. All right, cool. That one should be 301. Yep, no, that one's fine. And then that one's fine. What we want to do is we want to go up here. We've done the change. We're doing a delete there. Let's actually go and delete number 2 instead. Let's not delete number 1. And I think that's it. There we go. All right. Thank you very much, Nocturnal. I would not have found that tonight. Let's just say that. All right. Let's scroll down here. So I'm happy with this. So we just created a project. We can remove that comment. That's perfectly fine now. Now with the put, what we can do is we can do this. All right. Yeah, I do need that outside perspective sometimes. So, greatly appreciate it. We are going to snooze these ads. Just because I won't be on much longer. I'm sorry. So, we're going to have project name. So, wait, I need to project description, start date, project status and priority is the only difference. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's easier if I just do this. API project updated. Hello world again. This is too smart for me to follow. Don't worry, Infamous Stormtrooper. What we're doing is we're just writing unit tests. So I've done a lot of programming. I haven't done any unit tests, mainly because I'm terrible at TTT. So I'm doing post-testing development. So yeah, we're just writing in all the tests and so forth like that. The idea of this test is to make sure that the admin user can still do what the admin user should be able to do. Once we've got this down, we actually copy the file and make it a team leader, and then we actually change all the permissions to match what a team leader should do. So that way, when we change our code, when going to 0.32 branch, we make sure we don't break the code base. So yeah. All right, so we need project priority, I think. Project status. I'm just going to put it as a 2, and project priority. I'm going to put that as a 2 also. And that should work perfectly fine. That was not 5 minutes. I am dismissing that. And yeah. Oops. Anyway, that is done. Git status, git add, git commit. Adding more unit tests for the project API. I'm just going to push that in. I'm probably going to have to call it there. I'm pretty exhausted tonight. Sorry. I wish I had more energy. but sadly I do not. Oh, fair enough. We do have... There we go. I got the thing eventually. Let's raid... Yeah, let's raid Tollbit. It has been a while. Oh, he's got pre-rolled ads. No. Alright. Just wait for the ads to be finished. Yeah, but thank you very much everyone for coming along. It has been wonderful. We got a lot done today. Yeah, for the next week we'll be doing a few more unit tests, and then we'll be jumping into the GDPR wizard, which will be very interesting to do. So yeah. Anyway, let's see where we are with this. Yeah, there he is. I'm just going to pause my music very, very quickly. And yeah, thank you very much, everyone. And have fun. And we're going to turn them up. For those on YouTube, thank you very much for coming along. Greatly appreciated. Sadly, you won't be able to join our raid, but don't forget to like and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated if you do. So yeah, anyway, have a great evening.